The Great Wall of China is now being dubbed the longest cemetery on Earth.
I've been reading about this for years and years. Nothing prepares you for this experience.
Not only that, but ancient graffiti has been discovered, revealing the untold stories of the early workers who built it. And if that's not surprising enough, did you know the entire wall was once painted stark white? These are just 3 of the 15 fascinating things you didn't know about the Great Wall of China. Number 15. It's a graveyard of workers.
It's majestic, it is imposing.
It's the largest man-made structure on the planet.
The Great Wall of China, often praised as one of the greatest achievements of human engineering, has also been darkly called the longest cemetery on Earth. This name isn't just symbolic, it shows the many lives lost during its construction. While the exact number of deaths is unknown, estimates suggest that anywhere between 400,000 and 1 million workers died, and it could be even higher. The wall's purpose was to keep invaders, particularly from the north, out of China, leading to countless fights and skirmishes along its length. These conflicts likely added to the death count, making the wall not just a protective structure but also a silent graveyard for those who fought and died there. There were many reasons for such a high number of deaths. First, the wall was built during times of frequent warfare.
Arrive at a figure of 21,000 kilometers is something that no other country can match.
Attacks from warring states were common, especially from the north, and defending the wall was a deadly task. Imagine being a worker, trying to build or fix a section of the wall while under constant threat of attack. The attackers would often target areas under construction, where defenses were weakest, leading to brutal confrontations and many deaths. But the dangers weren't just from enemy attacks. The working conditions during the construction of the wall were incredibly harsh. Workers faced extreme physical challenges, often without enough food or rest. Many were given just enough food to survive, leading to malnutrition and starvation. The construction involved moving massive stones, and accidents where common workers could be crushed under falling rocks or suffer fatal injuries from the heavy labor. Additionally, the back-breaking work, combined with poor living conditions, led to exhaustion and disease, claiming even more lives. The workers knew they were going through terrible conditions, even by the standards of their time.
And to get those bricks to where they can be used, an army of laborers is needed.
Yet they had little choice. The Great Wall, while an impressive human achievement, also stands as a sad memory of the sacrifices made by those who built it, many of whom never lived to see its completion. It's not just a wall of stone, it's a resting place for countless souls who gave their lives in its creation. Number 14. Animal bones and sticky rice were used in construction. Building the Great Wall of China was no quick task. It took many years, actually centuries, to complete. Long ago, cities all over the world built walls to protect themselves from enemies, and China was no exception. The idea to create a huge barrier came from China's first emperor around 220 BCE. He wanted to connect existing city walls into one massive defense against attacks from the north. A trusted general was put in charge of the construction, bringing together a large group of workers, including soldiers, regular people, and even prisoners. Initially, they used materials like packed earth and wood. The wall was designed cleverly, with sections overlapping to provide extra protection. As time passed and new emperors took over, they continued to improve the wall. They made it stronger and longer and changed how it was built. Some parts were made of bricks, while others used stone blocks. These constant updates helped turn the Great Wall into a lasting symbol of China's strength. Over the years, the Great Wall has gained its unique character due to the mix of materials and the additions made. During the building of the Great Wall of China, workers used a special type of sticky rice as a binding material between the bricks and animal bones for added strength. This unique glue helped them connect the bricks more securely, making the wall stronger and more durable. This method was first used by Chinese engineers during the Qin dynasty, 221 to 206 B, and was employed throughout the Great Wall's construction over the years. Sticky rice, also known as glutinous rice, has a type of starch called amylopectin. When cooked, this starch becomes sticky. By mixing this sticky rice with slaked lime, a type of lime used in construction, the engineers created a strong and flexible mortar that could endure natural forces, including earthquakes. This clever technique not only made the wall sturdier, but also helped it resist erosion. The use of sticky rice as mortar shows the creativity and resourcefulness of ancient Chinese engineers. This ancient technique still intrigues researchers today and has inspired new developments in modern construction materials. The use of sticky rice in the Great Wall of China is a remarkable example of ancient engineering skills and their ability to make the most of available resources in innovative ways. Number 13. There are hidden passages and secret doors. Recently, a team of researchers explored old Ming Dynasty records, which detail China's history from the 14th to the 17th centuries. They discovered notes about hidden doors in the Great Wall and decided to investigate them using drones with high-resolution cameras. The researchers carefully photographed nearly 90% of the Great Wall from the Ming Dynasty era. Their work revealed an incredible find: over 220 secret doors hidden along the wall. These doors varied in size. Some were just wide enough for a single person, while others could fit 2 horses side by side. You might wonder why there were these hidden doors in a structure meant for defense. The main goal of the Great Wall was to protect the country from invaders. Having doors that could let enemies through might seem like a bad idea. However, these doors weren't meant for enemies. They were hidden passages known only to a few people and were cleverly designed to blend into the wall. On the outside, these doors were camouflaged with bricks, making them almost impossible to see. The Great Wall was more than just a barrier. It was also crucial for trade, communication, and spying. Some of these hidden doors allowed for secret exchanges with nearby areas, while others were used for covert surveillance. Through these small openings, people could slip out unnoticed to gather intelligence on enemy activities beyond the wall. The Great Wall, with its hidden passages and various functions, reflects a fascinating history filled with intrigue. These secret doors served dual purposes. They were not only defensive, but also useful for surprise attacks. For example, while the outside of the doors was cleverly disguised, the inside was hollow, allowing Chinese soldiers to use the hidden passages to launch unexpected assaults on enemies. Despite its impressive appearance, the wall wasn't perfect. Enemies could still find ways to climb over or bypass it. That's why guards had to stay alert, signaling troops if they spotted any threats. The Great Wall bought crucial time for the country to strengthen its defenses or outmaneuver enemy forces. Number 12. There are ancient graffiti. When the Great Wall of China was still being built, the wall wasn't just a massive stone structure, it was also a canvas for the people who worked on it. Imagine, thousands of years ago, soldiers and workers climbed up the wall every day, each with their own stories and dreams. As they toiled away, they began to leave their mark in a very special way. Some carved their names into the stones, like a personal signature on a giant monument. Others scratched in dates, like a historic diary to remember the time they lived through, and some were especially creative. They left behind poetic verses, small pieces of art, and words that spoke of their feelings and experiences. These carvings were like messages in a bottle, sent through time. Walking along some sections of the wall today, you can still see these ancient inscriptions. They might be hidden in the cracks or high up where only the bravest would venture, but they're there. These markings tell us that the wall was more than just a fortress. It was a place where people shared a part of themselves with future generations. These ancient graffiti pieces, though simple, offer a unique connection to the past. They are like messages in a bottle, sent from a time long ago, telling us about the dedication and spirit of those who helped create the Great Wall. Number 11. Hidden sections underwater. Zhifeng Pass, situated over 50 kilometers northwest of Jiangxi County in Hebei Province, is a notable part of the Great Wall. Located within the Panjiaku Reservoir, this section of the Great Wall has remained well preserved through the centuries without needing restoration, which adds to its fame. Most of this section is now submerged, but you can still catch a glimpse of the underwater wall, offering a unique way to experience the Great Wall. Historically, Zhifeng Pass was a key location during the Ming and Qing dynasties, and remains a significant crossroad in the Tangshan region today. The area has been known as Zhifengku since the reign of the Yongle Emperor during the Ming dynasty. It was originally built on July 1452 during the Jingtai Emperor's reign, and was designed to connect to the Great Wall. This part of the wall is impressive, featuring numerous forts and towers. In earlier times, during the Song and Liao dynasties, it was called Songting Pass. It was rebuilt and renamed Shifeng Pass during the Yongle Emperor's rule in the Ming dynasty due to its strategic location that was easy to defend, but challenging to attack. The pass has had significant military value throughout history. One of the most famous modern battles in China, the Zhifengku Battle, occurred during the Anti-Japanese War. Today, the Shifengku section is partially submerged in the Panjiaku Reservoir, with only a small portion of the broken wall visible above the water. The Yinluan Rujin project, which diverts water from the Luan River to Tianjin City, crosses the Great Wall and creates a unique viewing experience of the underwater section. The structure of Zifeng Pass is quite special. It features 3 levels, each with its gate. These gates are connected by solid brick walls, with 6 hollow watchtowers placed at strategic points along the wall. The western wall links directly to the main body of the Great Wall. Number 10. The wall was once white. During the Ming Dynasty, the Great Wall of China was more than just a massive stone barrier. It was covered in a brilliant white lime that made it shine brightly against the landscape, a huge gleaming wall stretching across the mountains and plains, so bright that you could see it from miles away. This dazzling white coating was not just for show. It helped the wall stand out and be seen from afar, acting as a powerful symbol of strength and protection. Travelers and invaders alike could spot the wall from a great distance, its gleaming surface like a beacon warning them of the mighty empire's defenses. In the sunlight, the wall sparkled and seemed to glow, making it an awe-inspiring sight and a true marvel of ancient engineering. The Ming Great Wall, constructed by the Ming Dynasty, is the most recognizable part of the Great Wall of China that we see today. Recent in-depth studies using cutting-edge technology have revealed that the color of the Great Wall of China is gray. Bricks and stones were painted gray to express their appreciation for their senses. Number 9. The wall is still growing. Some sections of the Great Wall of China have been lost to time and erosion. The Great Wall of China, one of the most famous symbols of ancient Chinese civilization, stretches across the northern part of the country, holding over 2,000 years of history within its stones. But as time has passed, much of this grand structure has been worn down by the elements, leaving only a small part of it intact. The Great Wall faces many threats, such as wind erosion, heavy rainfall, the effects of freezing and thawing, and salt buildup, all of which cause cracks and break apart the structure. These natural forces stretch across the thousands of miles that make up the Great Wall, putting it at serious risk of collapse. And with rising temperatures and increased rainfall, the wall's protective biocrust cover could shrink even further, making preservation efforts more urgent than ever. In an unexpected twist, it seems that nature itself is helping to protect what remains of the Great Wall. Tiny layers of living organisms, like bacteria, moss, and lichen, collectively known as biocrusts, have been discovered to play a crucial role in shielding the wall from the damaging effects of wind, rain, and other harsh weather conditions. A recent study published in Science Advances has highlighted the incredible importance of these living skins in keeping this ancient architectural wonder from crumbling. With new technology and ongoing research, scientists are now exploring ways to grow additional biocrusts to further protect the wall from future damage. Nicole Barger, an ecologist at the Nature Conservancy, praised the study as innovative and creative. She noted that the protective qualities of biocrusts have become more widely appreciated in recent years. These biological layers are known not just for safeguarding the Great Wall, but also for stabilizing dryland environments and preventing soil erosion. Number 8. It wasn't all built by the Chinese. The Great Wall of China was not just the work of Chinese hands. It was a monumental task, stretching across mountains and valleys, meant to protect the empire from invaders. But the story of how it was built is far more complex and fascinating than most people realize. At a time when fierce battles raged across ancient lands, powerful emperors and warlords sought to expand their territories, conquering distant tribes and capturing prisoners of war. Among these were the Xiongnu, a nomadic people known for their skill in horseback riding and their resistance to the Chinese Empire. However, once captured, their fate changed drastically. The Xiongnu and other captured tribes were not merely prisoners. They became forced laborers for one of the greatest construction projects in history. Thousands of these men, women, and even children were dragged away from their homes and put to work on the Great Wall. They toiled day and night, lifting heavy stones, digging deep into the earth, and constructing towering walls under harsh conditions. For these laborers, building the Great Wall was a grueling experience. The mountains were steep, the weather unforgiving, and the work dangerous. Many lost their lives in the process, and their sacrifices became a part of the wall's history, forever embedded in its stones. As the wall grew longer and taller, it became more than just a barrier. It was a symbol of power and determination. Yet, It was also a pointer to the suffering and endurance of those who were forced to build it. The Great Wall stands today as a significant mark not only of China's ancient might, but also of the diverse and often tragic human stories that helped create it. So, while the Great Wall of China is often celebrated as a remarkable achievement of Chinese civilization, it's important to remember that it wasn't built by the Chinese alone. The hands of conquered peoples, like the Xiongnu, played a crucial role in its creation, making it a true monument to the many who lived, fought, and died in its shadow. Number 7. It's not just one wall. The Great Wall of China is often imagined as one long, unbroken barrier stretching across the country. However, the reality is much more fascinating. The Great Wall isn't just one wall. It's a collection of walls and fortifications built by different Chinese dynasties over many centuries. Each section of the wall tells a different story, reflecting the unique style, purpose, and challenges of the time it was built. Some parts are made of stone, others of packed earth, and some are reinforced with bricks. The earliest sections were constructed as far back as the 7th century BC, while the most famous and well-preserved parts were built during the Ming Dynasty between the 14th and 17th centuries. These walls were not only meant to keep invaders out, but also to control trade and immigration. They were built in pieces, sometimes hundreds of miles apart, with gaps where natural barriers like rivers and mountains served as protection. Over time, different emperors decided to connect these sections to create a more unified defense system, resulting in the vast network we now refer to as the Great Wall. What's even more interesting is that the Great Wall was never just about defense. It also played a key role in communication, with watchtowers and signal fires used to send messages across vast distances. Soldiers mount guard on those towers, lighting fires to warn of approaching enemies or to send important messages back to the capital. Today, the Great Wall stands as a symbol of China's rich history and the incredible efforts of those who built it, one section at a time. It's not just a wall, but a series of stories etched into the landscape. Number 6. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site at risk. The Great Wall of China, an iconic symbol of history and culture, is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. However, parts of this ancient structure are in danger due to erosion, vandalism, and neglect. This has sparked urgent calls for stronger preservation efforts to protect this monumental treasure. To safeguard the Great Wall, UNESCO has granted it World Heritage status, which provides additional resources and protection. In China, every section of the Great Wall is considered a top priority for protection, either at the state or provincial level, under the law of the People's Republic of China on the protection of cultural relics. In 2006, the Chinese government introduced specific regulations dedicated to the conservation and management of the Great Wall. These regulations are part of an ever-evolving series of conservation plans that range from broad master plans to more detailed provincial and site-specific strategies. These plans ensure that the Great Wall is preserved and managed comprehensively. The responsibility for overseeing the protection of the Great Wall lies with China's National Administration on Cultural Heritage, along with the provincial cultural heritage administrations in areas where sections of the wall are located. These bodies guide local governments in implementing conservation and management measures. The Great Wall's outstanding universal value and all its unique features must be preserved in their entirety. This requires authentic, thorough, and lasting efforts to maintain the wall. Given its vast size, cross-province distribution, and complex conservation challenges, the management of the Great Wall must be more systematic, scientific, and carefully prioritized. This includes improving conservation methods for the original materials and surroundings of the wall, as well as managing tourism more effectively. An efficient, comprehensive management system will be established, along with specific measures to protect the wall's original structure and environment. At the same time, efforts will be made to balance heritage protection with the needs of social, economic, and cultural development. The goal is to create a harmonious relationship between preserving the wall and allowing it to continue benefiting society. Additionally, the study and sharing of the Great Wall's rich cultural and historical significance will be enhanced to fully and sustainably realize its social and cultural benefits. Number 5. The wall is home to rare species. The Great Wall of China isn't just a historic site, it's also an important haven for rare and endangered species. Along its wilder parts, you can find a variety of special animals and plants. For example, the wall's surroundings are home to about 1,000 types of plants and more than 300 kinds of animals. Many of these species are at risk of disappearing. Among the endangered animals living here are the golden takin, a type of large goat, the Chinese goral, a small mountain goat, the black-necked crane, known for its striking look, and the shy snow leopard. One of the most famous animals once found in the area is the giant panda. While they no longer live directly on the wall, they can be seen in nearby forests and mountains. These pandas are critically endangered, with only around 1,800 left in the wild. Another interesting creature in the region is the Chinese giant salamander, the world's largest salamander, which can grow up to 6 feet long. The Great Wall is also home to some rare plant species. For instance, the Chinese water fir, a tree native only to China, is critically endangered. Another notable plant is the Chinese trumpet creeper, a flowering vine with beautiful trumpet-shaped flowers. The wall's diverse environments make it a key area for protecting these endangered species. Number 4. It took more than 1 million workers. Over 1 million people, including soldiers, farmers, and prisoners, worked together to build the Great Wall of China, one of history's most impressive structures. The project was led by General Meng Tian, who organized a massive team to take on this monumental task. Meng Tian brought together a mix of prisoners, local farmers, and soldiers. These workers were not only trained in combat, but also skilled in construction, making them perfect for the job. The farmers were essential in preparing the land. They cleared it, dug trenches, and laid the foundation for the wall. Their hard work was crucial in setting the stage for the massive fortifications. Prisoners, on the other hand, were sent to work on the wall as part of their punishment. They faced harsh conditions and had to put in long hours. Despite the grueling labor and tough environment, they played a key role in building the wall's towering walls and sturdy structures. The combined effort of these dedicated workers led to the creation of an architectural marvel that still stands today, showcasing the incredible determination and skill of those who built it. Number 3. The wall wasn't built just for defense. The Great Wall of China was not just a massive wall built for defense. It had many important roles in ancient China, beyond just keeping enemies at bay. Imagine a giant stone serpent stretching across the land, not only guarding the kingdom, but also shaping how people lived and traveled. During the Beiwei dynasty, which lasted from 386 to 535 CE, the Great Wall was in the middle of a major upgrade. The empire faced threats from fierce tribes like the Huan and Khitan from the north. So, workers toiled to repair and extend the wall, making it even stronger and longer. But the wall did more than just defend against attacks. It was a crucial tool for controlling the empire's borders. It was like a giant gatekeeper that controlled who could enter and leave the empire. This helped keep the peace and ensure only trusted traders and travelers were allowed through. Speaking of trade, the wall played a big role in managing it. Traders from far-off places had to pass through special gates in the wall to trade goods. This helped the empire keep track of what was being brought in and out, which was important for the economy. The wall also made it easier for officials to collect taxes and regulate trade routes. Transportation was another key use of the wall. It wasn't just a barrier. It had roads and paths that connected different parts of the empire. This made it easier for soldiers, messengers, and traders to travel along its length. Imagine the wall as a giant highway that stretched across the land, linking distant places and making communication and travel more efficient. Number 2. The wall is much longer than you think. While the exact length of the wall is still debated, it's estimated to cover an impressive 21,196 kilometers. It runs from the eastern coast to the western desert. This ancient structure passes through several provinces, including Liaoning, Hebei, Beijing, Tianjin, Shaanxi, Inner Mongolia, Ningxia, and Gansu. The wall was carefully positioned to guard China's northern borders from invasions by various groups, such as the Mongols, Turks, and Manchus. Its strategic location helped to defend the country from potential threats. The Great Wall of China isn't just one long wall. It's a collection of walls, fortifications, and barriers built over many centuries. The length of the wall has changed over time, as different emperors made additions or repairs. Most of the wall we see today was constructed during the Ming Dynasty and extends for more than 5,500 miles. Number 1. It's not visible from space. There's a popular belief that you can see the Great Wall of China from space with just your eyes, but this claim is mostly untrue. In reality, you can't see the Great Wall from the moon. Even though this idea has been widely proven wrong, it remains a common myth. If you were on the moon, the Great Wall would look as thin as a human hair seen from about 3 kilometers away. The myth first appeared in a letter from 1754 by English historian William Stukeley, He compared Hadrian's Wall to the Great Wall, saying it could be seen from the moon. In 1895, Henry Norman mentioned it again, calling the Great Wall the only man-made structure visible from the moon. The idea was popular in the late 19th century, partly because of the fascination with Mars and its supposed canals, which led people to think long, thin objects might be seen from space. The myth even appeared in a 1932 Ripley's Believe It or Not strip. There's some debate about whether the Great Wall can be seen from low Earth orbit, about 160 kilometers up. NASA says it's just barely visible, and you'd need perfect conditions to spot it. Veteran astronaut Gene Cernan claimed that from 160 to 320 kilometers up, you could see the Great Wall, but Ed Lu, who worked on the International Space Station, noted it's less noticeable than many other man-made objects, and you have to know exactly where to look. In October 2003, China Sea astronaut Yang Liwei reported not seeing the Great Wall from space. The European Space Agency then claimed it could be seen from 160 to 320 kilometers up. But this was a mix-up with a photo of a river in Beijing. Leroy Chiao, a Chinese-American astronaut, took a photo from the International Space Station that included the Great Wall, but it was so faint, he wasn't sure if he had captured it. Later, China Daily reported that the Great Wall can be seen from space with the naked eye if you know where to look and under the right conditions. What do you think about the fascinating finds of the Great Wall of China? Share your opinion with us in the comments section.